And Thursday marked another blow to foreign aid funding as President Trump signed a bill canceling billions of dollars for foreign aid programs. Scripps News Group's Katy Tubman reports on how humanitarian groups are working despite taking another funding hit. Katy, how are these groups coping with this loss in funding?
And it's a big loss in funding, Liz. I mean, President Trump on Thursday canceled nearly $7 billion in foreign aid funding that had been previously approved by Congress. And this latest funding hit comes as humanitarian aid groups are fighting to fill in the gaps and keep millions of people alive.
Pues me dio como un gran respiro.
When Norgine Maduro fled Venezuela for Colombia in 2023 due to safety threats and a worsening economic crisis, she had her 2 children, no official IDs, and a lot of questions about the future.
Me sentía perdida, ¿a dónde voy? ¿Qué hay? ¿Cómo sobrevivo aquí ahora?
And when her family found themselves in need of food and economic support, they, like millions of people across the world, received life-saving humanitarian aid funded by the U.S. government.
Y gracias al programa de Mercy Corps, pues yo pude recibir una ayuda humanitaria.
Maduro found Mercy Corps, which for decades has been a major lifeline for afflicted global communities. Now, NGOs like it are forced to forge ahead amid devastating and in many cases fatal cuts to U.S. foreign assistance.
And that for us meant that all of our work had to stop. Not just rhetorically, but literally we had to put down our tools in some cases.
Mercy Corps' Katy Crosby told Scripps News Group 80% of its U.S.-funded programs were canceled under the Trump administration. Programs that would have provided emergency food assistance, clean drinking water, and access to shelter for more than 3.6 million people across several countries this year alone. One of those programs included nutrition centers that were forced to close their doors to 55,000 children.
They can bring a child who is starving back to life, and seeing those babies go from listless to chubby and smiling it will never fail to warm your heart and to demonstrate the value of this assistance.
Es muy triste.
Maduro knows firsthand the value of that American assistance.
Sé lo que es estar sin un suelo y sin estar sin nada y estar percibiendo y de repente quedarte también sin esa ayuda. Es una muerte lenta, ¿sabes? Es poco a poco irse acabando y morirse.
That slow death, according to a recent study, is estimated to add up to 14 million avoidable deaths by 2030 if U.S. foreign aid cuts continue.
The U.S. has been such a generous donor and has been so effective at providing assistance that there is no direct substitute. There's no single actor or program or person who can fill that gap.
No solamente es la ayuda económica que nos dan, porque no todo el tiempo es ayuda económica, sino que nos dan el piso para poder crecer y avanzar.
Liz, international affairs experts told Scripps News Group U.S. foreign aid isn't solely about generosity, but also about U.S. diplomacy and national security. One expert we spoke to pointed out that countries who are currently U.S. trading partners were once foreign aid recipients. Liz?
Yeah, that is such an important point for people to understand, and we've been hearing this in D.C. too, that it's the soft power that accompanies some of the U.S.'s hard military power in these places around the world. And Katy, what is next for U.S. foreign aid?
Well, Liz, the future is looking a bit challenging. I mean, this is particularly when it comes to emergency food and health aid. Earlier this month, tons of U.S.-funded food had been sitting in a warehouse and were set to be burned before they were saved from the fire. But now we're hearing that the Trump administration is reportedly planning to incinerate nearly $10 million worth of contraceptives that were bound for poorer countries. And so aid groups are hoping that they, too, can save this aid. Liz?
Scripps News national correspondent Katy Tubman live for us in New York with this important reporting. Thank you so much for that update.